Before Google was called Google, it was called Immortal Jellyfish. 25-hour days. Heels were originally for men. Hey guys, welcome to the More You Know episode 2, the series on YouTube where we go through interesting facts that we find on the internet. Have you ever wondered what Google was called before it was called Google? It wasn't always a household name. How does backrub sound to you? Yeah, that's right. Before Google was called Google, it was called backrub. In 1996, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, who were the founders of what we now call Google, they were students at Stanford. They developed something called backrub because it analyzed the web's backlinks. So they decided to call it backrub. I mean, I guess it's clever, kinda. So in 1997, when their tech got better, their search engine got better, they decided to rename it. So they wanted to rename it to something that is more catchy. So while they were brainstorming, they thought of Gogolplex. Now, what is Gogolplex? It's a number. Let me show you. So yeah, Gogolplex is a number. It's an extremely large number. It's basically 10 raised to 10 raised to 100. They thought Gogolplex wasn't as catchy, so they decided to go with Gogol. Now Gogol is 10 raised to 100, which is 1 followed by 100 zeros. Since they were dealing with large amount of data, they thought that was a good way, funny way maybe, to describe it. Sean Anderson, who was registering their domain, wasn't a great spelling bee champ. So instead of writing Googol, he spelled it as Google because it can be pronounced as Googleplex as well, or Google, the number. So he spelled it as Google rather than Googol. And yep, that is how we got Google. So next time you Google something, just remember that it all started with a little backrub. Immortal Jellyfish. Coming to the second topic, the Turritopsis Dohrnii. The Turritopsis Dohrnii, also known as the Immortal Jellyfish. Basically, it's like the Benjamin Button of jellyfish. So what happens is the jellyfish reach adulthood, they reverse aging somehow, they turn back into the younger jellyfish. Yeah, so basically the jellyfish become an adult and then start switching back into a fertilized egg. This is quite impressive. Like, for any animal to almost be immortal, there could be jellyfish that live in the ocean now, which were there since the time of the dinosaurs if they continue doing this process. Let's take a look at the jellyfish. Yeah, this is what the immortal jellyfish looks like. I think jellyfish in general look really cool, don't they? The fact is that they sting you is not cool, but definitely they look really cool. So their tentacles shrink and their bodies transform and they start the whole growing up process all over again. And they can do it over and over and over again. They're basically immortal if they don't get eaten up by any other fish in the ocean, obviously. When you're chilling at the beach, you could possibly see a jellyfish that's been around since the time of the dinosaurs. Just try not to get stung by them. The Earth is slowing down. Have you ever felt like we don't have enough hours in the day to get your work done? Well, if you stick around for a few million years, you may be lucky. So the Earth is slowing down. It's getting old. Yeah, the days are getting longer. So scientists at the Technical University of Munich, they've dug up quite fascinating findings. The Earth's rotation isn't as predictable as we thought. Probably we think that the Earth is rotating at a strict 24-hour cycle, but that's not the case. The rotation of the Earth has always been slowing down over time. So back in the day of the dinosaurs, we actually had a 23-hour day. Yeah, in a couple of 100 million years, it might be 25 hours. So just stick around for that long and you may find out. So heels were originally for men. So back in the day, heels were developed for a very functional purpose. So back in the medieval times, there was a lot of horseback riding and you needed to have a firm grip on your stirrups for the horse, both your hands and your feet. So you may be getting the idea to get a good grip on the stirrups. High heels were developed. I mean, they weren't a fashion concept back then, they were more of a utility. Heels were developed to get a good grip and to be stable on the horse. They could shoot arrows or be more stable basically on the horse, so it would hook in properly and that would help them. Let's have a look at some images. If you see heels back then, they looked something like this, which had a bit of a heel at the back of the foot so that it would basically hook the heel in for men. So even cowboys wore heels for the same purpose, to get a good stable grip when they are on the horse. And yeah, so steady themselves for different showdowns that they were having. So yeah, then came the plot twist where the women stole the show. And in the 18th century, high heels became a symbol for femininity. And also, yeah, it was considered one of the beauty standards. And even back then, it was made of wood, the high heels, quite chunky wood. It only became what we see today in the fashion of a stiletto back in the 1950s. That's when the heel that we see today came into the picture. People say heels are not practical. They remember that they help people probably win battles. So fashion truly is a battlefield, huh? Okay, here's a quick bonus fact. The term salary actually comes from salt, because in ancient Rome, salt was considered a needed commodity, but it was very, very expensive. So they used to term it salary as the money that you got to buy salt, because it was really important and super expensive. Yeah, the more you know. Thanks for tuning in, guys, for a new episode today. I hope you liked it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe. This is my second ever YouTube video, and trying to improve every time, so any feedback would be really appreciated. You can leave it down in the comment section. Once again, thank you if you made it this far, and yeah, I'll see you next time.